He's 57, so he's a year. We the same age.
Alright, stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangster Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here. Are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do the hump. Come on. Come on, I do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all. I do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah. Do you know what I'm doing?
Damn. Humpty Hump died at 57. I'm 57. I'm just
it's crazy.
That.
It's crazy. 50 in the 50. I'm gonna be 50.
I mean, that's the digital underground, Harry. Like, I that's so much a part of my foundation of hip hop, and that's where I'm at. I didn't go beyond that. Like all those cats, that's where I'm at. I don't know about these new. I don't know about gangster rap. I don't know nothing about none of that stuff.
No, this was my music. This was it. This is what I grew up on, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And just to think that he was 57,
I know.
You don't realize how old you are.
I realize how old I am, Harry, because I'm 57. So, but when everybody was getting into gangster rap, they were still doing party rap. Like they introduced party rap. Like, we came from, socially conscious rap, Public Enemy and all the cats, the Righteous Poets, all those cats, the Righteous Teachers, all those cats that were doing conscious rap. And then that dreaded, awful, god-awful gangster rap came in. But Digital Underground was still doing party rap with old school samples. They were still using what you just heard, like,
Yeah, it's crazy. So DMX.
It's gonna be one hell of a party wherever they at, Harry.
Humpty. Yeah.
So he was Shock G, born Gregory Jacobs, August 25th, 1963, in Brooklyn. He started off as a drummer and then taught himself how to play the piano. But in the late 70s, he became fascinated with the burgeoning hip hop art form and began experimenting with turntables while living in Queens. And after a move to Tampa, while still in his teens, he formed a mobile DJ crew called Master Blasters and became an on-air personality for WTMP. Although he was later fired by that R&B radio station for playing the 15-minute versions of Funkadelic, Not Just Knee Deep, who gets fired for that?
Well, especially back then.
Well, I know. Like, why did he get fired for that? I guess I don't know. I can imagine. It had to be a white station because they just was not understanding any of that.
That's the truth, right? Because think about it. Hip hop, it was basically limited to after 10 on Fridays on radio stations.
Yeah, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember how dangerous they used to make it? Like, oh, this is dangerous music.
It was
It's like
in
a
the
jungle sometimes. It keeps me wondering how I keep from going
yeah.
under.
It was in the serious adult section.
Oh
10
my
o'clock
God,
Friday.
Harry. Oh my God. They got signed by Tommy Boy Records, Digital Underground. They went to they had a Do What You Like, which went to number 29 on the Billboard Hot R&B Singles chart and number 19 on Hot Rap Singles. Wow. That's just you know,
It's sad. It's sad.
they sampled a lot of Sly and Family Stone, a lot of Parliament. You know, they just did all that stuff. I mean, they were platinum selling artists, you know. I mean, they kept records on the Billboard rap singles.
Right. And I mean, sampling is what you did. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still what people do now. So
I mean, you know, Puffy took it to a whole other level.
yeah.
He has recreated whole songs. Talk about recycling. And then you know, whatever they created, Harry, artists that came along like Heavy D, you know, Heavy D and the Boys, Ice Cube, Jay-Z, LL Cool J, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Public Enemy, Redman, Sade, Will Smith, the Spice Girls, TLC, and Tupac all sampled from them, right? You know, ABC, Gangstar, Guy, sampled the music that they created, Harry, sampled them. And then a young unknown Tupac Shakur actually made a brief appearance in the Humpty Dance video and got his start in the music business as Digital Underground's roadie and backup dancer, making his recording debut on the Digital Underground single Same Song in 1991. Oh my God, I forgot all about that. Oh my God. So he produced Tupac Shakur's I Get Around and So Many Tears in 1993 and 1995, respectively, and co-produced Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now. So he was busy. He did stuff for Bobby Brown, Dr. Dre, KRS-One, Moni Love, Murs, Prince, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm over here watching the video right now looking for Tupac.
I know, because he was a dancer. I had forgot about that. But you know what, Harry? Everybody was a dancer. Everybody was a dancer. Bootsy Collins said, "Oh no, not Shock G and his alter ego Humpty Hump. He helped keep P-Funk alive. He is responsible for Digital Underground's The Humpty Dance and Tupac's breakthrough single I Get Around, and co-producer of Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, Prayers to Family and Friends." Dang. That's too much, Harry. This is too much loss. He was found in a hotel room in Florida. I don't know what he was doing. They don't see right now, they don't see any foul play. I bet you had COVID or some old mess.
I'm just looking at these videos and remembering the old dances.
I mean, 57 is young. I'm 57.
Yeah, 57 is real young.
It's young, Harry. You know, I mean, that music was the music of my youth. Ugh. That's too much. I remember them from MTV. Remember MTV, Harry?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, and MTV was basically all rock for the first few years.
Yeah.
And then they dabbled into Michael Jackson's stuff. And then it slowly, you remember Yo MTV Raps?
Yes. And Cribs.
Yeah, MTV Cribs. where everybody went and spent a lot of money just to be on Cribs,
Oh my God, Harry.
spend their fortune just to be on Cribs.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah. No, people are listening to us.
It's crazy.
Yeah. 57 is too damn young to be leaving this earth, but you know what? I don't get a say in that. I don't get a say, but damn, Humpty Hump, I can't get over it. I mean, I'm still with DMX. I'm still trying to process DMX. It's too much. It's too much. Well, I guess in the next coming days we'll hear more about what happened. We do have a guest this morning. I think
Yeah.
they're coming on. I believe I sent them the codes. Ann Harrison from Workforce Alliance. She's gonna come and talk about what they're doing over there. They got some programs. I guess I should. My head was cold, so I had to have my hoodie on. I went to physical therapy, Harry, at 7:30 this morning. So I got on like my sparkly rhinestone, my jewel encrusted sweat jacket, my fancy sweat jacket, and then underneath like a hoodie, another hoodie, because you got to go work out. But I didn't feel like changing into like other clothes. I just threw on my signature dangly earrings and kept my sparkly jewel sweatshirt on, and like, okay, I'm ready. So it's Friday, Harry. We had a
Thank
good
God.
week. We've
Thank
had some.
God.
I know. Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. I know, but I don't want the news. I don't want to hear Humpty.
Yeah. But I keep saying
know.
it. We're at that age where we see, those that led our generation, they're gonna start disappearing.
No, that's too soon, Harry. Come on, I need these rap artists to live better. Take better care of themselves.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah.
57.
The guest that you have at 9:30, she's gonna be talking about employment. I was watching I think it was Channel 8 this morning on WTNH. A report. Was it WTN? One of the morning stations. Anyway, so they were talking about employment and everything, and how there are a lot of job openings right now. Everybody's hiring.
Yeah, they're starting. They're starting to hire people back, Harry.
Yeah, and I drove around and and there are help wanted signs all over the place right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing them too. My place where I buy wine from, the Wine Thief on Whitney Avenue, they're looking for help. Harry, man, if I had some extra time, because I always wanted to work in a wine shop. I always wanted to work in a wine shop. And that's one I would work in, but I don't have time.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't. I don't want to tie up my weekends. So I guess that means I don't really want to. I don't really want to work.
Well, it's hard. It's hard getting everybody back, especially with still remote learning, hybrid situation.
I think until that comes, until that makes sense, people can't leave their kids. It's not that people don't want to go to work, Harry, but you can't call me back to work and I got a baby and daycares are not open, right? Or some of them are open, or they're open halfway. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard,
Yeah, I mean it is hard. Even though now, I don't think anything's gonna get back to normal until next next school season, next school year. So I think this is the reality, and the question is what is the summer gonna look like? Because the kids would be off anyway in the summer. So are there gonna be those places available, like you said, the daycare centers and the summer camps and all of that stuff? Is that gonna be available to the parents so that they could go back to work in the summer?
Well, New Haven has started, they're going to have some kind of school session happening because um because kids have fallen behind. So they're going to try to catch them up. So I would imagine that if anything's going to jump off, it would jump off this summer, as things progress, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah, but if if kids have fallen behind, then the summer school better be in person because they fell behind because of remote learning.
Yes.
So you're not gonna stick them into remote learning and say catch up. That's not gonna work because it isn't working for a lot of kids. And it isn't. It definitely is not working for a lot of the Latino community, because you have a lot of kids dependent on their teachers because their parents um, aren't very bilingual, you know.
Right. Right,
So
Harry. Right.
it gets difficult. I mean, I've heard, my wife deals with a lot of parents daily. Hers is more of a preschool situation, but she deals with the parents who have elder kids too. And it is a struggle right now. It's a serious struggle, and parents don't know what to do with their kids that have fallen so far behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's serious. It's really far behind.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I listen. I'm just grateful I do not have children in the system.
Yeah.
I'm grateful about that. I am. I don't say that with disrespect to people who got to do it. I'm saying it because I'm genuinely grateful. Because if I had to do homeschool for 4 kids in 4 different grades, Harry,
Yeah, I worry.
none of them would be graduating.
I worry for the kids that are far behind, but I also worry for kids like Bella who doesn't feel challenged at all
Oh well, yeah, there's that, right? Because
with what's going on remotely. And when she started going hybrid, um, they started teaching the stuff she had already done remotely because so many kids were far behind. So it's like I worry for all the kids, those who aren't behind and are gonna get behind because the school system is trying to help the other kids catch up. So it's crazy. It's really crazy what's going on. We got to figure out how to balance this the education problem when it comes to COVID. I don't know how to balance it. The kids who need a lot of help with the kids who need advanced um,
yeah,
schooling. So
I think a lot of parents are struggling with that.
yeah, I mean the parents definitely have to be concerned. But if you're a teacher and your resources are limited, and you have 24 kids in your class, it's hard. It ain't no joke being a teacher right now.
No,
Not that it ever was. Being a teacher is
no. I listen. I feel everything about that, Harry. My head would fall off.
yeah.
So I mean, trying to get those kids to focus on schoolwork from a remote place. I mean, that can't be easy.
Yeah.
So I don't know where our guest is. Do you see them in the waiting room?
No.
And I don't have their. I hope they didn't email my inner city. I send people from my Media Babz account, and if they have, the Workforce Alliance people would just think, oh, it's Babz. I'll just get her at the inner city. And I have to tell people I'm not there, and I don't do the show from the inner city, so I don't see those these people. I mean, they were a little challenging anyway, but um, hopefully they'll figure this out. And I mean, I gave them my number. I gave them, I don't know. Listen, they'll figure it out or they won't. Or I'll get to my office and there'll be a message waiting. We tried. I was like, why did you? I said, when did I email you from this account? Never. You guys didn't do the work.
Well, you gave them all the info, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's it takes a while. People
Yeah. Yeah.
logging in, so hopefully
Yeah.
they show up.
Yeah. I hope they do. We'll
The-
see. I always put my phone number and so they could call me. I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt nervous about it anyway, just by the way, all the coordination that had to happen for this just didn't seem tight. I was like, okay. I don't know.
yeah. Sorry, I'm over here working on stuff for the shows that come after.
No, that's fine. Because I'm excited. I sent you the information for Danny coming on for the 10:15 shot. Um, the Jazz Festival is going on. The Yale undergrad jazz collective. This is their 8th year, and we've gone, I think maybe years 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5, 6 and 7. No, 5 and 6, because COVID happened, so we couldn't go. Uh, it's such a good event. I mean, the first time I went, I couldn't believe the talent. I learned about new artists. I bought new CDs from new artists that not they weren't new artists, but they were artists new to me. So I was excited to discover all these new artists that I hadn't heard of that were making their way in the jazz world. And so, we would go. They would hold their concerts, Harry, at the Undercroft at Yale. And the Undercroft really felt like Hogwarts. You'd have to go down the basement and down the stairs and around, and then and then you land in a room with a bunch of pool tables, and then you got to go around the corner and down some more stairs, and you land in a sound studio with the band like right there on the floor, and then the chairs all around. You're like, whoa, like what is happening here? I mean, it was unbelievably cool. It's like one of the coolest things. The coolest things. And they would have these acts that would be swinging. I mean, they would be swinging. And it was all for free. Just impressive. So I'm looking forward. The young person that's coming on to talk to me this morning is a bassist. And I'm looking forward to talking to her. And you know what? She listened to the show yesterday on Black Fathers. So yeah. I think I don't know if it's a she or a he. I don't know. Danny Zanutini Frank, bassist. They're playing with the jazz, the student show tonight. So I can't wait to tune in to that. And
you never know these days anyway. You have to basically say people's names, right?
Yeah.
You never know the pronouns. So Danny.
I think somebody's calling me.
You know what? Let me do this. Since we have no guests, let's
Hi, Babz.
Hi, who's this?
This is Swami.
Oh, hi. You know what? I'm on air right now. Because my show is from 9 to 11, so I can't talk to you. So leave me a voicemail. I'll call you back. Oh, that's the Monday guest.
Oh.
I don't know why people feel like they got to call me. I'm like, I work every day.
All right, let's do this because the guest isn't here, but We could go, their website is workforcealliance.biz,
Yes.
and it has job postings, everything there.
Yeah, the American Job Centers.
Hmm.
I think Michelle Turner still works there. Job postings and events, new jobs, new skills, and business services. So they're always in the process of hiring, Harry. They're always in the process of recruiting people to hire for some of these programs. And I think they got some event coming up. I think today, tomorrow, the next few days.
Let's see.
Check on their calendar. Okay. All right. They canceled some stuff.
So what's today? The
The
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah, so the event was yesterday. They had
Okay.
events, right? No, well, they canceled all of the events yesterday
Yeah.
too. So
Okay.
yeah, well, because of COVID, I guess there's a lot of canceled.
Yeah. So they do a lot of stuff online. So you got to do
Yeah,
stuff. You got to go to you got to go to their online. So you can see their online offerings. I
yeah.
think there's
She has her own podcast, and Harrison.
okay.
So there's info you could get there. Um, yeah, and then you see the youth and young adults, which all of these programs become, they're important, but they become super important, in these times. So there you go.
Mm.
I wish we could give you more, but
Yeah, I don't know where they are. I don't know if they got lost. I tried to respond to them. I sent them some more stuff, so I don't know. All I could do is do what I do, and
yep. But you see, job seekers, they have all of these things available to you: training assistance, community partners, everything. Skill up for manufacturing. I know this is a good program.
yeah,
I know a lot of people who've gone through it, who've used it, and it's like I said, it's important to have sources like this, resources.
I think you're right. And you know, they seem to just stay connected and on it. So if people are looking for work, even if you're looking to change jobs, Harry, or get new skills, they have opportunities for you to do that too. So if you want to change skills and change the
You
kind of
know,
work that you do.
and because of COVID, and this is just looking at the good, what's come out of COVID that's good, right? So looking at the bright side, is that it's a new frontier on the career front. Um, a lot of jobs are giving a lot of entry level positions a chance, um, because a lot of people are changing their careers in the midst of COVID, right? Because you have these resources available to you to go and train to be something else. Um, and the reality of it is that you should take advantage
Yeah,
of
because it
stuff like
doesn't
this.
cost you anything,
Yeah,
and some of these opportunities, Harry, come with stipends,
yeah,
you know, or some of them come with paid training.
yeah. I mean, I can't even tell you how many different certificate programs, how many certificates I have. I used to, I used to do it all. I went, whatever was available and was free, I went and signed up. So I took accounting, bookkeeping, computerized this, compute. I just dove into everything because I realized, you have to, in order to advance, you have to be knowledgeable on things, right? So it takes knowledge to
Yeah.
advance. So yeah, I encourage people to open up that door of opportunity to themselves. Sometimes, people go, well, the door of opportunity never appears to me. And it's not true. You got to open it up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel like, look, in my life, I felt this so many times. I've worked in meat packing plants. I worked in delivery, in the delivery zone of meat. I worked in book warehouses stacking books. I've worked as a janitor in Beth Israel Medical Center, worked in women's shelters in Manhattan. I've worked so many different jobs. I've had, you name it, I've had it, right?
Wow, I
And
didn't know that, Harry.
yeah, and a lot of those jobs I was so miserable, but I had no other options. So um it took it took my wife, to be truthful, but
Thank
it
God
took
for a good wife.
yeah,
He that findeth a good wife findeth a good thing. You can't argue with that Bible verse.
I can't argue it. A good wife is everything. But it took us opening up that door of opportunity. Now we were two dropout young kids with I was 18, Karen was 16 when we had the baby, my son. And so it took a lot of a lot of work, but a lot of swallowing of our own pride
Mm-hmm.
to move forward, and it was opening these doors of opportunity. Now, to be truthful, my wife went and pushed those doors open first, and I walked with her through the doors. But sometimes it takes that too.
Yes.
If you're not brave enough to do it for yourself, follow somebody who
Follow
can.
somebody who can. Absolutely.
So
And it's a good thing you didn't let your pride say, damn, my wife is doing this. I can't let her, you know. I
well,
don't, you know.
I would
You
say
probably did a little bit, but
no, I did. I did a lot. Not a little bit, a lot. But you know what? That pride worked for me in those situations because I said, hold up. My wife went back to get her high school diploma. I'm getting it. Hold up. Wait, she just signed up for Gateway Community College. I'm doing it with her. So I tagged along a lot, especially in the beginning. I tagged along because I was stuck in my head, all this, the darkness, anger, and everything. And it took my wife dragging me out of it. But yeah, sometimes, I mean, if you're lucky enough to have somebody like my wife, you got to hold on to their coattails. You have to, because staying on the ground is not an option.
mm-hmm.
So
and holding them down is not an option.
and holding them down is not an option.
And not holding them down in a good way. I mean, holding them down to prevent them from flying. Because we often say, oh, he holds me down. Hold me down in a good way, Harry, like they got your back. But what we're talking about is hold you down to keep you from flying. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. That wasn't an option of saying, no, you can't because I can't. Or putting these obstacles in front of her, like if she had to go to night class, I had to take care of the kids and stuff, like putting these obstacles of no, I'm not doing that because I'm threatened or whatever.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't do that. I had other issues. But that one wasn't one of them. That one I saw where she was going and it seemed like a good, place where she was going. So like I said, you sometimes you gotta hang on to the coattails of somebody else. And no, Paul, I won't grab onto your coattails. Not in that one.
protecting you. Listen, that is that's good relationship 101. That's good marriage 101. You know, when you can see somebody rise and you say to yourself, oh, I want to rise too. Not why are they rising, and try to shoot them down, try to shoot them out of the sky because you feel some kind of way, because you think they're going to fly away from you. Once they get high enough, they're going to meet somebody that's going to fly with them, and you're going to be left on the ground. So, I like that thinking that, you know what, if she's going to fly, I'm going to fly too.
That's right. For a while there, and let me tell you, women are used to this. For a while, she was carrying both our weight because I was dragging behind her, but I was holding on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and unfortunately, women are used to this. But she drugged me, the amount that I needed to be dragged, where I was able to get up and say, "Hey, yeah, let's go, let's do this together."
Yeah. I'm telling you, I love your love story. I love it because it has all the right things. It's not a fairy tale. It is two people who just said, we're not quitting, and if one has to carry the other for a period, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She had to have a lot of faith. She must have saw something in you that said, you know what, I see it. At some point, he's going to see it. I'm going to keep holding on. I'm going to keep dragging. That takes a lot, because all too often women do that, and they do it with men who are not worthy. And let me tell you something. As someone who has been with men who are not worthy, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's scary, right? I've seen other relationships, and I know the man is a piece of trash, but they'll look at mine and Karen's relationship and go, yeah, but you guys stood strong with each other through the storm. And I'm thinking to myself, now with this guy.
Yeah. See, the operative word here is with each other.
Right.
Right. Like, you got to have somebody who you can recognize has some of that backbone. Too often we project backbone where there is none. And I think we, in our hearts of hearts, we know trash when we see it. But sometimes you try to make something out of that trash, and you can't.
I don't know, Babz. I think it's really difficult when you're in that emotional state to see clearly.
Listen, I believe you, because I listen.
Yeah, because I know people who, even now, even today, I wish would wake up, see the light, and walk out the door on some people.
I know. I walked out the door, after I got divorced, and I dated for a while, and then I met somebody who I've known all of my life, since my childhood, and I thought if anybody would be a good match, it would be he and I. And so I brought him into my life and into the lives of my children. And I'm gonna tell you something, it was a natural disaster. He was terrible. At the beginning, it was fine, but then after a while, he was so jealous, and so, he just didn't have it. And he was not prepared for a woman like me. And no matter what I did or tried to do for him, he was always ungrateful and tried to gaslight. And I knew what he was trying to do. After a while, I knew what he was trying to do, and it just didn't work, because, first of all, I'm a smart woman, and I've been in the world, and I was married to a very smart man who did not gaslight me, did not treat me that way. So this treatment that he was doling out to me was foreign to me, and I just couldn't accept it. So we were always butting heads, because I was like, no. And then one day, Harry, I just woke up and said, and we were doing this dance for about 3 years of my life that I can't get back. 3 years of my life. And when I woke up one day and said, you know what, this is over. I woke up and I said, you need to leave my house and get out of my life. This is over. Just like that. And he was like, oh no, I need you. I was like, no, no, no. By the end of the day, you have to be out of my house and your things need to be out of my house. I said, I will drop you wherever you want to go, but this is over.
Yeah.
And I needed my children to see me make that stand, because they saw me bending over backwards for this man who was not showing up for me in ways that made sense or was or respectable. And I was just going on the fact that we were friends all this time. I was like, well, we were friends. I mean, we were tight friends. I couldn't believe that he would be this weak and this carrying on and this ridiculous, and because I've never had that experience. And then once I just made up my mind, Harry, this is where women fall down. When they know they have a bad apple, they keep biting that apple. They keep thinking at some point the juicy part will I'll get to it, rather than cutting their losses. And they think the time put in is they don't want to throw away that time they've already spent. What you've done is wasted time. You didn't build nothing. You just wasted some time.
Yeah, and it's almost like the bad guys go to school on how to gaslight women and everything. It's almost like because they all use the same
script, Harry.
It's like and it's weird that women don't see it coming or realize it when it's happening to them, but you see it all the time.
I pride myself on being smart and intellectually astute. So that's why it didn't work on me, because I think there was a part of me that was like, this guy is stupid. And I was like, I cannot listen to a word he says. I said, because the things that come out of his mouth are stupid. If I was as stupid as him, if I have not had the life experiences, the education, and the polish and sophistication that I possess, I think I would have still been in that foolishness, Harry. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if I've not been who I was when I met him, I think I would have fallen prey to that foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah,
I doubt it though.
The other day, I forgot what we were watching. We were on the sofa, and Karen commented, you know what? I just think men who open themselves up to love and allow themselves to be vulnerable to love are different. And I forgot what we were watching. She was making.
She's right.
Yeah.
She's right, Harry.
And I was like,
it's not that many of them though.
And it took me back a little bit, because I'm like, okay, is that who I am? Am I open and vulnerable to love?
Yes, you made that decision. That's why your marriage is 30-something years in.
Yeah, I think we'll be 34.
I've heard you declare your love for your wife.
This just nobody. Like
men who got issues don't declare love for nobody.
No, I would stand on the mountaintops and declare it to the world.
See, men who are stunted like that, or who have blockage, can't do that, Harry. You know what? Men who can't love, who won't love, they make excuses. And they do everything they can to sabotage and ruin good women and good relationships. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Not a lot. I've not had too many bad boyfriends. I've had more men who have given up. I've had more men love me than more men who wanted to just use me or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've had more good apples than bad apples.
Yeah.
And my husband is an exercise in he was a good apple and a crazy apple at once, right? Like
yeah.
He was the same apple, but two different sides.
No, I get it. I definitely get it. I tattooed it on myself. Controlled chaos.
Like he wasn't wholly a bad husband. He wasn't wholly a good husband either. You know, some things he got right, a whole lot of things he got wrong. But let me tell you something. I wasn't like optimum wife either. I made a lot of mistakes too. Made a lot of mistakes that when I look back in hindsight, I see them. I see them. You know, so I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I was this pristine wife. I was a great wife. I think I had my moments. But I think if I got married now, Harry, if I got married now, I would be an amazing wife because I understand some things differently. I understand some things differently about what it requires to show up for somebody, to forgive somebody, you know, to let some things go and to challenge some things. I understand that. You know, I
No,
didn't understand that when I was a new wife, you know.
no, definitely. And Karen always goes, I love us. I love us. And I always, every time she says that, I say to myself, man, I feel like I wasted maybe 10 years growing up in our marriage. I wish I could have given her an extra those 10 years where I was struggling. I wish I would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for her, because I know what I put her through and everything. So yeah, so it's it's hindsight is 2020. So
It is, Harry. It is. Although I don't know if I'll get married again. That I don't think about that. I used to think about it all the time, maybe about several years ago. But now that I have carved out a life that I truly love with the kind of people in it that I love, I don't know if that's a goal or a wish or a desire. Um, I don't think of it that way anymore. I don't think, oh man, I wish, you know, I would love to get married again. I just don't think about it. I just don't, I think I just have all the things that I love and enjoy around me that I can't imagine, you know, what that would look like. And it doesn't mean that I don't want companionship or good sex or a committed partner. It doesn't mean that at all. I don't know if I have to get married again to have that. You know, I like my freedom. Somebody would have to challenge me to want them more than I want my freedom. And that is a verse from a Nikki Giovanni poem, something about you make me want to give up my freedom or something, you know. So it would have to be somebody who would make me want to give up my freedom.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
you know, yesterday I hit the wrong one and I hit Bella.
I know the guys loved it. You hear them say, "Thank you, Bella," and
yeah.
I said, well, Bella's like pretty much a little bit more grown up, so she's ready for her grandfather to stop airing that.
Yeah, I actually, the screenshot I took, because it was yesterday was so serious. I mean, it was so impactful, and the part that I got all of them smiling in was
The Bella.
the Bella part. So I took that screenshot as the picture.
And I hadn't heard it in so long. I was like, oh my God, that is my favorite. It's my favorite one. It's my favorite call letter one because I just loved it. She's just such a kid.
She has the new one.
I know.
Right. And the new one, I was gonna get rid of that old one. Because I figured, well, you know, Bella has the new one. I'll take that one out. And Paul said, no, don't take out the first station ID Bella did. Everybody loves it. Keep that one in. So yeah, but every time Bella hears it, like when she's here,
I know she's like, like, Papa.
No, she always goes, wow, I sound different.
Hmm.
So yeah, you do.
Yeah, because you were little.
Girl.
Now you gotta get Daisy to do one. If
Oh
she has time and feels like it.
oh my God, Daisy, are you kidding me?
I don't know, Harry. Just give it a shot. Just like you record her, see if she'll do it. I love to hear what she sound like.
I just want to play Bella's new one real quick. Let's do this.
Hi, I'm Bella, and you can see my YouTube channel at SpideyGirls/Bella. You are listening to WNAHA LP 103.5 FM, New Haven, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Follow us and share.
So that's Spidey
You know
Girl
what?
Bella.
She's got a little bit of a New York accent, which
Well, her first 5 years she spent with me. So
I hear it.
yeah,
I was like, how the hell does she get a New York accent? Like her grandfather.
yeah. She drops all her ERs.
It's like, I don't give her that New York spin. Like, okay, all right. So, yeah. I don't know. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what romance is in store for me. I don't worry about it. I don't concern myself with it. I don't, I think I'm going to start dating again, but really I'm focused on just getting my mobility back. That's really all I care about at the moment. I have to have this second surgery, Harry. Hopefully I'll get it done this summer so that I can be all about mobility into the fall. And then next year this time, this will be a distant memory.
Yeah, for us, we were actually, it's gonna be 34 years married in October, 34.
Wow.
So actually we were looking to our 50th,
So no. You're gonna celebrate this year, you're gonna celebrate next year,
No,
you're gonna
we are.
celebrate all the years. Like
We are,
big.
but we were looking at how
'Cause
young.
I don't know. I don't care about the 50s because I might not be around when y'all get to 50. I know I won't.
Well,
So
we were thinking about how young we're still gonna be at our 50th.
I know how young will you'll be in your.
So 16 years, I'll be 67, and we'll
Yeah,
be
see.
50 years married.
I'll be 70 something years old.
So
Oh, I'll still be around. That's be fine.
so it's interesting. We were talking about how we look around and we have I have friends and brothers who've been married, and we have one couple that's still hanging in there with us,
Good.
but the rest of them have fallen off, and it's like, wow, man, my daughter's calling me. Hold up, let me see if it's important.
Well, I think you and Karen should plan to come to Morocco in 2 years with me for my 60th birthday.
You're on the radio.
I think you should plan for that.
You just found out what you're having?
Oh, what are you having? Tell us. Let
Hi,
this be the
Daisy.
big reveal.
Yeah, I can see you.
What is she
I
having?
see this, Babz, but no, I got to turn off my.
That background.
Bobby's not in the kitchen. She was at work, baby.
Okay, so what are you having? What is she having?
Wait, show. I want to show Babz Daisy's hair. Put Daisy on. Yeah, I'm in my kitchen.
I can't see. Oh, look at the soul sister. Go ahead, baby girl. She is the cutest thing. So what you having? You better. What you having? A boy
So what are you having?
or a girl?
I'm having another girl.
Oh my
Because girls rule the world. Who runs the world? Girls.
Daisy's happy.
Tell your husband he is a hashtag girl dad.
Yeah. What does Dontrell feel about that?
He better be happy.
I'm a mama's boy. I'm like, I need somebody.
Oh, he didn't want a mama's boy. He just wants the girls to be all over him all the time.
All right. He's a girl dad. Hashtag girl dad.
All right.
Congratulations.
I'm working, so I got
Okay, if you need names.
Bye. Bye, Daisy. I love your smile, Daisy. Bye.
Daisy's so cute. Oh, Harry, you got to get Daisy to do a drop.
Daisy was sweet there. You just asked her father about asking her to do things twice. So if she doesn't get it the first time, she'll be out. And that's with anybody. Her father be here and he's like, yeah, she's not doing it again.
He's a girl dad. He's a girl dad. So do you think they're going to try one more time?
Well, I guess it's my daughter's decision. So
is she thinking like she's going to try one more time after this?
I think so. When they first got together, she was talking about a baseball team. So they love kids. So
yeah, they love kids. Harry, you better tell them they love kids now, but as soon as 12, 13 come around, they're going to hate them.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be at your house like, why do we have 3, 4 kids?
Well, the problem with
why did you tell us?
Well, the problem with loving kids is like last weekend when he'll call my wife. My son-in-law will call my wife and say, "Hey, Bubby," because the girls call her Bubby. And right away, he wants you to take care of the girls. So he'll call her. That's the problem with loving kids, right? So you get a freaking baseball team, then when you need a night off with each other, you want to drop them off in my house.
Mm-hmm. Like no.
I'll take one at a time. Like Daisy didn't want to go home this time around last weekend. She's like, "No, I'm not going home. I'm staying at Papa's house." And once her dad showed up, she knew, oh, well, I gotta go. And I'm like, "Daisy, give me a hug." She goes, "No, I'm done, Papa. I'm leaving your house." She just left. I'm like, just 5 minutes ago, you didn't want to leave Papa's house, and now you just throwing me to the curb. But that's Daisy for you. I mean, Bella's a totally different person. I think once Bella is able to take the public transportation on her own, she's just gonna be here in her room.
Do you have public transportation come by your house?
Yeah, close enough up the hill.
Oh, okay.
We're hills. So up the hill.
Oh yeah, then you already know she's gonna learn how to do that.
Yeah.
Which she should learn how to do, because I think once you teach children, you expand their ability to learn and think and get around. You have a safer child that way. It's nothing worse than kids who don't know how to get around, don't know their neighborhood, always driven somewhere. Those kids don't do well. But kids who know how, when I was a kid, Harry, we got on the bus and we walked everywhere. I mean, we just got around.
Yes.
There was nobody driving us anywhere, like run us here, run us there. You want to go to the mall, Harry? You got on the bus and went to the mall. You want to go shopping? You got on the bus.
It would have been wonderful like that here, right? I used to walk from Brooklyn, the projects of Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant, all the way past the Williamsburg Bridge into Delancey, and from Delancey up First Avenue. I used to end up in the city walking. Okay. And then make our way back It was always me and a group of friends. But yeah, we used to
That's
walk.
a all day thing.
It was all day, and make our way back. So, and forget it. Once we all had bikes, we used to ride our bikes all the way up to Harlem from Brooklyn, New York. So it was a totally different thing. I think to myself, wow, how much we've sheltered our kids compared to how we grew up.
Yeah.
We're so hyper vigilant when it comes to our children. Not
I
that
mean,
you
I
shouldn't be.
taught my kids how to ride the bus early, so that they could get around. And they did. They got around pretty good on the bus, when they were teenagers. I was like,
Yeah.
listen, like, when they about 10, 12, about 12, 13, 11, 12, I taught them how to ride a bus. And they did all right. I mean, they get downtown, they could get across town, they did all right. And I had a car. Now I just shuttle them around to stuff, but for the most part, they like the independence of, all right, Ma, I'll see you later. I'm gonna catch the bus. Okay, bye. They'd have their little bus passes and stuff. I was like, all right, bye.
Yeah, it was a totally different time because in New York, I used to get thrown out of my grandma's house on Sundays, 10, 10, 11, 12, and I used to go home. I used to ask my mother for the keys. Nobody wanted me around. So I used to say, I'm going home. And I used to take the subway. That's from Queens all the way to Brooklyn as a child. It's totally different. I wouldn't let Bella do that now.
Oh, no.
Right? But I used to do it. It was a totally different time. We used to leave the house around 9 a.m., all the kids in the neighborhood, 9 a.m., not see our parents till after 5. When the dinner call came out the window. But it was different. You could trust the neighborhood. All the neighbors knew each other. Even if we lived in the hood, we live in the projects, still everybody knew each other. So you didn't think that the person next door was gonna kill you back then. But now you're like, ooh, who's my next door neighbor?
This is true. Yeah, it's a different day.
Yeah.
Although I live in a neighborhood where I do see kids run freely, which is nice. I see kids on bikes. I see kids walking with their friends. I see kids walking their dogs, Black kids. And so that's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling that they feel like this neighborhood is not so far gone where they cannot get around and move freely.
Yeah. Last week when I was driving around, I finally saw the neighborhood park filled up with kids playing basketball and everything. It felt good to watch the kids outside playing again. So I'm hoping this summer's going to be a healthy summer.
I hope so too. I just
COVID wise, because the kids need it. The
they
kids
do need it.
out and socializing with each other.
And I have a park down the street from my house, and it has a splash pad too. And it's so fun to see those kids out there playing. When I first moved here, there was a block party in the park just about every weekend. Different people would host block parties where somebody be out there with a grill and a DJ and painting and games and stuff for kids. And I mean, it would just be fun. And I was like, and that's how I grew up with that kind of vibe. So it's nice to see that it's still happening in places.
Yeah, I think to myself I think growing up, I didn't realize how good we had it, even though, you think about it, it was a struggle for my mother, who was a single mom, having to deal with all the chaos that I was bringing her and everything. But it was a good time. It was a good time. I'm hoping our 10
Is our 1015 guest in the hostage room? Check, Harry, because you know sometimes.
No, they're not there, and you're a co-host, so you'll see them too.
Okay.
Um,
I told her
but
1015.
I am good. Oh, they just showed up.
Yay!
I'm gonna cut the stream, so I'm
Okay.
gonna go into music right now, and
Okay.
we'll be right back. You're listening to LoveBabz Love Talk on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
All right. I'm gonna let them in.
And I just replaced your music with Bella's call station ID. So
Oh, I had Danny all wrong. I had Danny pegged as a wrong. This is what happens when you just go by people's names. You don't know who the hell you think